Have you ever been this close to doing something big? Starting the YouTube channel, applying for that job, going to the gym consistently, texting that person you actually like, and then somehow you don't. You procrastinate, you overthink, you suddenly feel tired. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, and tomorrow has been coming for 3 years. If that sounds familiar, you're not lazy. You're not cursed. You're not just bad at discipline. You might be destroying your own success. And the scary part? You're probably doing it to protect yourself. Let's talk about the psychology of self-sabotage and why your brain secretly blocks the very things you say you want. Here's something weird. Most people think fear shows up when you're about to fail, but self-sabotage usually shows up when you're about to succeed. Think about it. You finally get momentum at the gym. 3 good weeks. You're feeling stronger. Suddenly, you skip 1 day. Then 2. Then, I'll restart next month. Or maybe you're doing well at work. Your boss compliments you. A new opportunity opens up, and instead of stepping forward, you start doubting yourself. What if I mess it up? What if they realize I'm not actually that good? What if I can't handle it? So you delay, you hesitate, you shrink. Why? Because success changes your identity, and your brain hates identity change. Your brain doesn't care about your dreams. It cares about what's familiar. Even if what's familiar is average, even if what's familiar is disappointing, even if what's familiar is complaining about life instead of improving it. Familiar feels safe, and your brain's #1 job is safety, not greatness, not wealth, not potential, safety. Let's say deep down you see yourself as the shy one. If you suddenly become confident, outspoken, successful, that creates internal conflict. Your brain goes, wait, this isn't who we are. So it pulls you back. You cancel plans. You avoid opportunities. You say something awkward on purpose. You stop posting content. You ghost your own goals. Not because you're incapable, but because you're loyal to your old identity, even if that identity is holding you hostage. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Sometimes we self-sabotage because success removes our excuses. As long as you're trying, you can say, I could have done it if I really wanted to. But if you give your full effort and it still doesn't work, now what? Now it's real. Now there's no fantasy version of you living in your head. Now you have proof, and that's terrifying. So instead of risking real failure, we choose guaranteed mediocrity. At least mediocrity is predictable. It's like staying in a job you hate because at least you know how it works, or staying in a relationship that's okay because at least it's not unknown. Self-sabotage is often just fear wearing comfortable clothes. Let's talk about procrastination for a second. You tell yourself, I work better under pressure. No, you don't. You just feel safer when you delay, because as long as you haven't fully started, you haven't fully risked failing. Procrastination is emotional protection. It's your brain saying, if we don't try properly, we can't be properly judged. So you scroll, you clean your room, you reorganize your desk, you watch productivity videos instead of being productive. You become a professional about-to-start person. But here's the twist. Your brain isn't trying to ruin your life. It's trying to protect your ego. It remembers every time you felt embarrassed, every time someone laughed, every time you failed and felt small. So now when something big appears, it says, nope, we're not doing that again. There's also something called upper limit behavior. When things start going too well, you unconsciously create problems. You pick a fight. You miss a deadline. You stop putting in effort. You suddenly feel unmotivated for no clear reason. Why? Because deep down, you don't feel worthy of that level of success. If you grew up hearing, don't get too big, who do you think you are? People like us don't do that. Those messages stick. even if you consciously want more. Your subconscious still believes you shouldn't have more, so it quietly makes sure you don't. Not dramatically, subtly, one bad decision at a time. And let's not ignore perfectionism. Perfectionism looks productive, but it's actually fear in disguise. If it's not perfect, I won't start. If it's not perfect, I won't post. If it's not perfect, I won't try. Perfectionism protects you from criticism, because if you never finish, no one can judge the final result. But it also guarantees that you stay invisible, and you can't succeed if you're hiding. Now here's the part nobody likes to hear. Self-sabotage works. That's why you keep doing it. It works because it keeps you emotionally safe. It keeps you in a familiar range of disappointment. It keeps your expectations low. It protects your self-image. But it also keeps you stuck. The real danger isn't failing. It's staying exactly where you are for the next 5 years. Imagine waking up in 2031. Same habits, same excuses, same "I'll start tomorrow." That's scarier than failure. So, how do you stop destroying your own success? First, notice the pattern. The moment things start improving, watch your behavior. Do you suddenly feel tired? Do you create drama? Do you lose focus? Do you forget your goals? That's your brain trying to pull you back to safety. Second, separate fear from identity. Instead of saying, "I'm just bad at consistency," say, "My brain is uncomfortable with change." That shift matters because discomfort doesn't mean danger. It just means growth. Third, act before you feel ready. Confidence rarely comes first. Action does. You don't wait to feel like a successful person. You behave like one, repeatedly, until your brain updates its identity file. And maybe the biggest shift of all, understand that success will feel uncomfortable at first. It might feel unnatural. It might feel like you're faking it. It might feel like you're waiting to be exposed. That doesn't mean you're an imposter. It means you're expanding. Your brain just needs evidence that this new level is safe. Give it that evidence, one small win at a time. You're not destroying your success because you're broken. You're doing it because at some point, playing small felt safer than playing big. But safe doesn't build the life you want. And here's the truth. The version of you that sabotages progress is not your enemy. It's an outdated protective system. It was useful once, but you don't need it anymore. So the next time you're about to quit, about to delay, about to shrink, pause. Ask yourself, am I actually incapable or am I just uncomfortable? Most of the time, it's discomfort, and discomfort is the price of growth, not the signal to stop. The real self-sabotage isn't failing, it's choosing comfort over potential. And if you've made it this far, you already know you're capable of more. The only question left is, are you going